everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Hey Corner Crew podcast. I am your host, JJ Lang. With me, as always, are my two wonderful co-hosts. First, you know him, you love him, Nate the Lagoon Foss.
By the time this gets uploaded, it probably will be Friday, but oh my God, is it Friday yet?
Yeah, I'm so with you. And also, everyone's favorite, Dan the Statman Scully.
This isn't quite the week from hell, but it's close. Baseball, women's lacrosse, playoff hockey, men's lacrosse, playoff hockey.
Lovely, isn't it? It's the best time
Sounds
of
like
the
you're
year.
complaining.
There's
Yeah,
only
why are you
so
mad,
many
man?
hours
That's
in
a
the
good
day, and
thing.
I do have to sleep and work a day job.
Dan, just replace your sleep like part of your brain with just like a robot chip that just keeps you alive. No need for anything. Dude, just be RoboCop. Just be RoboCop. That's all you gotta do.
Alrighty.
Just be RoboCop. So we are gonna go over really quick before we get to the men's playoffs side of things. We are gonna go over the CHA championship really quickly, just address who won the game really quick, and then we're gonna move on. So I'm gonna pitch it to Dan, and we're gonna do that really quick.
Penn State won 1-0 over Mercyhurst. That's all we
Snooze
really
fest
care
of
to
a
talk
game.
about.
I feel like if I had watched it, I probably would have fallen asleep.
Mercyhurst outshot Penn State 15-7 in the third period, though.
Oh my god!
And Penn State did not. Well, there was no power plays for Mercyhurst.
The whole
Actually, yeah,
game?
Penn State did not take a penalty
Wow.
Mercyhurst
on
pulled their
CHN because I'm
goalie
looking
pretty
at it
early
on my
too,
phone.
right?
There were only 4 events in this game. The Penn State goal, the 2 penalties by Mercyhurst, and Mercyhurst pulling their goals. That's it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That was it. That was it.
So Penn State moves on to the tournament.
We'll know who they play on Sunday.
No one didn't see that coming, so
Because
No, I'm not
CHA
shocked.
took an entire weekend off for some reason.
For Penn State to get murdered.
yeah, they'll probably get absolutely just throttled by whoever they play round one.
It is also wrong that the WCHA semifinals, the late game is Wisconsin and Minnesota. I feel like that should be the championship. They get screwed because Ohio State is also good. The 2 highest scoring teams in the country on the women's side. That's going to be an unbelievable game.
There, it's back. And it's gone. And
Scully got a playoff chop.
never.
Just one side of his head. Please don't.
Dan's gonna go full Two-Face and just like
Oh God,
paint half of his face orange and then shave half his head bald at the same time.
I have a feeling they wouldn't appreciate that in the press box.
Man's gonna just be like, "Heads you live, tails you die."
Hockey.
Yeah. So moving past that, and enough Batman references for this episode. Let's get over to the men's side of things really quick, and we're gonna get into the games that were played this past weekend and our takeaways from the 3 games that were played. So let's start with the one that probably has the biggest implications for us, which was Bentley Robert Morris.
Nuts.
That was a classic.
Nuts.
That was a classic.
What a hockey game.
Bentley shooting themselves in the foot yet again.
That was the most Bentley way for their season.
I felt so bad for him.
Giving them the puck.
I felt so bad.
I was like, bro, why are you passing that man the puck? First of all, he's not on your team. It's like, well,
what a play by Cameron Garvey, though.
Oh, yeah, that was nuts.
He could have easily just said, you know what, 10 seconds left. Let's go to the room, regroup. No, that was the hardest forecheck of the night.
Bentley, like that was the most Bentley way for their season to end. I swear to God. Actually, no. The most Bentley thing would have been them scoring on themselves.
The goalie had shot it into his own net.
That would have been the most Bentley thing ever. I think that guy would have had to have been admitted. Like he would not have been okay if he had scored in his own net. That would have been bad.
I feel bad for him.
He had a great game.
He had a great game. He played so in the third period in overtime. He's the reason Bentley got to overtime.
Dude, I thought Bentley was going to win it. They had all the momentum.
When Bentley tied the game, I thought they were going to score in regulation. I really did. I thought that
Especially-
game when
well,
they
and
tied
then-
it, I was like, oh boy.
Well, and then Chad gets clipped in the leg, and he's down for a hot second. We're
Ugh.
like, ooh, that's. I thought it was
And-
done.
I look at Bentley and I look at the year that they had, and in no means should they hang their head after
No.
from where they were last year, the coaching change, the unexpected coaching change,
Hmm.
all the guys that left in the portal.
So many dudes bailed out of there. So
Right.
many of them.
A lot of good players bailed.
I mean,
And
we talked about it in the season preview. It was like there was an exodus out of Bentley.
Mhm.
So many guys. They're
and you see that with coaching changes all the time in
Oh,
college
yeah.
sports. How
but
many
not to
people
that extent.
when Nick Saban retired? How many guys left Alabama? A good amount.
A lot of them did.
So like you see it all across college sports, and it's good for them. They had a heck of a year. But with Robert Morris winning, they get to come to GPC.
No, we will
JJ gets to wear his hot dog costume one more time. He's very happy.
but if already, Chad, your favorite wiener will be back, my friend. 2 more times.
At least.
No, no, do not
Hey,
will that
hey,
into existence.
I do not jinx anything
Yes, you do.
at all the time. I do actually.
Yes, you have. You most certainly have jinxed things before.
We're not gonna get goalied again, or we gets goalied at Mercyhurst for the second time this season. Fuck me.
Oh boy.
my god.
Yeah, it's okay. Then to Buffalo, Canisius handled Mercyhurst pretty fine. 5-2 win for the Griffs in front of absolutely nobody.
Building was freaking empty.
338 attendance. I remember like I saw something like, oh man, it's awesome when the Harbor Center's rocking and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, it's rocking because we're here. Love that.
So that game was
Canisius,
yeah, that was all them.
And what
Yeah,
did
that game-
Canisius do in the third period? Took 5 in a
Slew
game for slew pudding.
I was a balloon.
I didn't hear half of what you just said.
He said it was
It
the
was
Oompa
Oompa
Loompa.
Loompa. Yes.
Oh my god. I want to play them again
Sorry.
so badly so we can keep making that joke. Give them to me.
And then Fessenden getting a slashing penalty. Whoa.
That's odd to see a goaltender get a penalty like that. You good?
Sorry, I heard sirens.
That's a regular occurrence.
I wasn't sure if it was here or one of you guys, but
No, definitely you.
okay.
Brother, you live close to me. What do you mean if it was me? I'd probably hear it if it was you.
Dude, I'm 10 minutes away.
Yeah, you can hear police sirens sometimes, depending how quiet it is.
Not from Chilai. Anyway, so Canisius will head to Worcester to play Holy Cross. Please win. And then Niagara pretty much handled Army after the
Stomped
first
the literal
period.
shit out of them, like yeah.
And
we gotta
also
stop
got
cursing.
called for a slew pudding.
Army had 43 shots on goal.
Their offense was clicking. They just couldn't get anything to drop. Didn't they score first?
No, Niagara did.
I thought Army scored first.
What?
Yeah, that was kind of nuts.
Fisk made 42 saves in that
You
game.
didn't see that?
No. I was
noticed that
watching the
after
game that was good.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I was keeping an eye on the Army one because I thought, not gonna lie,
No, because
my orange tinted heart was hoping they were gonna make a comeback and knock Niagara out.
once Niagara made it 3-1, I was like, yeah, this one's over. But so the Purple Idiots will go to Fairfield to take on
Purple
Sacred
Idiots.
Heart in a rematch of last year's quarterfinal. which Niagara won in 3 games, and if I remember correctly, they handled Sacred Heart pretty well in game 3. So
Yeah, they actually kind of did.
Sacred Heart is
true.
gonna want a little revenge. That's gonna be a sneaky good series.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
Yeah, it is.
and then the other series is Air Force and AIC, which we knew after
Yeah.
last weekend.
Let's give our predictions for all the series then. How about that? We'll do all that, then we'll get to ours last. I kind of like the idea
Oh,
of
I
that.
kind of want to talk about them a little bit. Where should we start? Which one should we start with?
Let's start with let's do AIC Air Force first. Let's do that one. That one I think that one's gonna go 2 ways. Either it's going 3 or Air Force is gonna sweep them. I think Air Force wins regardless. I don't think AIC is gonna beat them.
These teams played twice in the regular season. Air Force won game in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Air Force won game 1 6-2. AIC won game 2 4-1.
So I feel like AIC
Scoring 4 unanswered goals on Saturday.
Yeah, AIC is going to need to come out and score early Friday because they're going to have to get acclimated still, obviously. So it's good, like with the elevation change. Now, did they go out early? Do we know that?
I would assume they went out today.
That's yeah.
I would assume they're on their way out now, actually.
So Air Force probably, if you're Air Force, you need to win Friday badly and then get a sneaky win Saturday or Sunday.
I think the winner of game 1 will determine who wins the series because if AIC can steal game 1, I think they set themselves up nicely because I think it's a situation where I don't think AIC can beat Air Force 2 nights in a row.
No, they cannot.
Not in Colorado.
They will need to go to, like, they will need a third game after winning Friday. We got an episode of Cops outside.
Fire truck, I think.
Oh, I can hear it now.
Yeah, I can too.
This is the greatest thing that ever happened in any episode of the show ever. Nate trying to figure out what the
I don't know.
fuck
We had the English is hard bit last year.
That was so
That's
good.
true. And then Nate getting yelled at last week. That was funny too.
Yeah, whatever.
Air Force and 3.
Yeah.
I think Air Force. Yeah, I think Air Force.
I think AIC steals 1.
I think they'll win Saturday. But Air Force is conditioned for that elevation. AIC's not. They cannot be.
Right, and that's always a factor with Air Force because you never know.
If you go to a third game, it's done. Like their Air Force is not, unless if AIC comes out.
It depends on which Air Force team shows up. You got to remember, Air Force lost one of their best defensemen.
That's true. They did.
In Luke Rowe. So that's a factor.
If Blessing takes a fart nap on Friday and AIC capitalizes on it, like they could take the whole thing.
We saw both sides of Air Force. A fart nap was a thing now. See, this is what happens when we don't have our own games to talk about because
we just make up things to talk about for other videos. Great, isn't it? Dan can with this.
I think it depends on which AIC team shows up too. I mean, AIC has playoff experience. They still have a lot of guys that were there the last couple of years. They still have a lot of guys that have won Atlantic championships on this team. Air Force doesn't really have that.
Oh, and
they're still
did
young.
AIC win their last championship against?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
They beat Air Force
handily.
Yeah,
extremely handily.
Air Force is not going to just allow that to happen again. Like,
bro, what is that? They're still going out there. Oh my God, what's on fire?
Maybe it's your house. You just don't realize it.
No, mother, it's just the Northern Lights.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I think
we're never gonna get through this. There we go.
Yeah, I definitely think Air Force takes this. I think they'll take it.
I do too. I just think it's gonna come down to Air Force is the better team. But don't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if AIC steals this one.
I wouldn't be surprised either. My expectation is Air Force will win it, but I will not be surprised in the slightest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think I have that opinion of all the series. Like, I think every other series can go either way.
Mm-hmm.
But so
I
yeah,
really,
I'm gonna.
I really think there's
What
only
did
one.
what did I
series
say
that's
for my
clear.
bracket? Hang on.
I forgot to make one.
I have Air Force in 3.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I would agree with that.
Sacred Heart and Niagara.
Sacred Heart in 2.
Yeah, no.
Sacred
You think
Heart in
Niagara's gonna
3.
win it?
Absolutely not. Not in 2.
I'm gonna put my orange tinted glasses on and say Sacred Heart in 2.
Well, yes, obviously. Is that the ideal scenario? Yes.
And
But then you
actuality,
also
no,
have to think
I think
that
Dan's
more than
right.
likely means Air Force comes to GPC. Who would you rather play?
Good point.
Yeah.
Mm,
In their games this season, if I can find them, Sacred Heart and Niagara haven't played since the end of October.
Ooh.
Niagara won 4-3 in overtime in game 1. Sacred Heart won 4-1 on Saturday. Now, both of these teams are completely different teams than they were early in the year. I don't think Sacred Heart hasn't won a game since their game 1 win against Air Force. They've lost 4 in a row coming in.
They're a little.
That's not good.
No.
That's not the momentum you want to have going into a playoff series. And they had the 2 seed. They had the 2 seed almost locked up, and then they choked it away.
They were in contention for the 1 seat and choked it away.
Nah, we won that.
I know, but no,
they were never in contention for it.
They were close. They were up there for sure.
I think this series comes down to
Jared Fisk. If he's on, Niagara wins. If he's
on, Sacred Heart doesn't stand a chance. If what was I gonna say? If Niagara shows up, I think they win the series. I think Niagara just had too slow of a start. I think they've had a great second half. I mean, they really built the momentum after beating us the first time. They fell asleep in the third period against us. That's all it was. And they pissed us off. So that kind of pre-motivated that.
I think we beat ourselves that first game. I think we would have swept them. Like I've said it before, like if you don't just take a nap on that power play and turn the puck over twice, those 2 shorties don't happen, you're winning that game. There's no way they're scoring 3 to beat you or even 2 to tie it at that.
Since that game where we beat them, they've won 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 8.
Not bad.
And the 3 that they lost 1 in a shootout to AIC. They laid an egg against Mercyhurst. That happens, and they got goalied by Gavin Abrick. Like, what are you gonna do? I think Niagara is playing really good hockey despite some of those scores. And I have Niagara in 3. I hate it. I hate it.
I feel like you're right. I have Niagara in 3. I'm gonna say Sacred Heart in 2 just because I do not want to see Niagara. I'd rather watch them get beaten.
Okay.
This one's going 3 games either way.
I think it's going.
I've got Sacred Heart, but
I think Sacred Heart is going to be like, all right, time to wake up. We played like Dookie the last couple weeks. Like it is time to wake up.
And I think they feel like they got robbed of a chance to make it to the championship game last year.
Mm-hmm.
So they might have a little bit of, and I think it's kind of what our motivation too, a little bit coming in is last year, the championship game should have been RIT Sacred Heart.
Yes.
Let's be honest. It should have been. But, that's playoff hockey. And
Anything can happen.
I don't know. I like Niagara's game. I like the way they play. They get under your skin, and Sacred Heart is known that if you're getting under their skin, they're gonna fight back, and that can get them into penalty trouble. And
Mhm.
we'll see. I think this might be the best series out of the four.
Yeah, I can
But
see that. I think the next.
um,
So jump. Let's jump over to Canisius and Holy Cross. I think Holy Cross sweeps them.
yeah,
That's what I've
I
got
don't-
as well.
I don't think Canisius stands a chance against them.
and I don't think it's because Canisius won't. I don't think
They're
it's
close.
because. I just think Canisius won't be able to score enough goals.
No. Jason Grandy's another freaking planet.
Like
again
that's
this
my
year,
thing. Like
so-
I don't. If it weren't for the Holy Cross goaltending, it's a whole different series. But even like doesn't matter who they put in, Grandy or Gale. I don't even know if Grandy's back yet from his injury or whatever, or whichever the one got hurt. I mean, both of them are really good goaltenders, and
Yeah.
I just don't think Canisius gonna be able to score enough goals. And you got to remember Liam McClinsky, the guy who's probably going to win Atlantic Hockey Player of the Year as much as it hurts. He's a playoff scorer. He set the record last year with 9 playoff goals last year, including 3 against us,
Mhm.
which is wild because he had 6 against AIC, which is bonkers. So, yeah, and don't get me wrong, Canisius, tough weekend against us, but other than that, they've been playing pretty well, and they have guys who can score. I just don't think they're going to be able to outscore Holy Cross.
No, I don't think so either. I'm not even gonna bother. I mean,
Yeah.
what you just said is exactly what I was thinking. So
It's the only way Canisius stands a chance is if they get Holy Cross into a penalty parade, because the Canisius power play actually pretty decent.
it's pretty good.
Now
And by
Canisius
penalty
also takes a ton
parade,
of
do you
penalties
mean
too.
2 face-off violations on the same draw?
Yeah.
That was funny.
And
Now
yes,
Canisius
Jason
also
Grandy
loves taking
played that
penalties
game.
too, but did he?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's back. Yeah, so it doesn't matter which one of the two they put in. Which thank God Grandy's a senior this year.
Goodbye. See ya.
Because they don't have grad programs. Have fun in the portal, buddy.
Hey man,
He could go pro.
he could.
I could see him. He could.
Dude, I would totally take him as Tommy's backup next year. Dude, could you imagine that goalie tandem? Holy Christ. Could you
Maybe.
imagine that?
We have 2 freshman goalies coming in next year.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, dude.
But one of them can go back to junior, so we'll see.
Bro, I could totally see Jason Grandy come. I would.
We'll see
love
what
that.
Wayne wants to do.
Imagine
If Wayne really wants to bring in 2 freshman goalies,
That's not great.
But-
We shall see.
I actually don't mind having 2 guys here because it will be Tommy's last year. Sadness. So they can learn from him and then they can duke it out for the final spot.
Mm-hmm.
In that, I don't know. Be interesting. Then RIT Robert Morris. They're back. They're back.
All right, we're going to go in depth on this. I feel like we all know what's going to happen here. I don't think.
I think we all know what should happen.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you for correcting
I don't
me on
want to
that.
say it will happen, but what should
No.
happen is this series is over by the end of the first period on Friday.
Yeah.
That's what should happen.
So-
now, that being said, we haven't played a game in 2 weeks.
So
And Robert Morris has all the momentum in the world. You know why? Because they have nothing to lose.
True. I'm gonna go
They
through
got
real
a
quick,
pretty damn good goaltender.
and I'm gonna go over their. So I'll get to that in a minute. I'm gonna go over the 4 games we played against them this year. Game 1 at GPC, 4-1 RIT. Game 2 at GPC, 6-2 RIT.
Chad Veltri made 50 saves in the first game.
Yeah. Game 3 at Neville Island, 6-3 RIT. And game 4 at Neville Island, 7-1 RIT. -1 game, we have scored over 6. Sorry, I'm not even gonna say that. We've scored at least 4 against them in every game.
Well,
They-
and in that first game, Chad Veltri made 25 saves in the first period. So
yeah, so it would have been even more theoretically. We'll see what
Ooh,
happens.
somebody
Chad-
just got an email.
Chad also took a nasty hit during that last game.
He's fine.
Yes.
School, he said
yeah.
he's fine.
School, yeah, you can say he's fine all you want, but that looked rough. Like that was a
He's
tough
fine.
hit. Listen, I don't blame him. He's probably fine, but it's something to keep an eye on.
It is.
He takes an ugly hit like that, you might say bye-bye to him after a couple periods. Like, you don't know. Anything can happen. I'm not saying
Hopefully there's only 6 periods this weekend.
I don't see this series
That's it.
going a third game. I don't see
No,
it going a
I
third
kind of
game.
mean the other thing.
Oh, yeah.
The
Here's the
word
thing,
that is
the-
banned in the press box.
The longer these games are close, the more it benefits Robert Morris.
I don't even see him being
Why?
close.
Because if it's close, that means Veltri's on his game and our guys are shooting themselves in the foot.
Bro, it doesn't even matter if Belcher's on his game 1, we still beat the hell out of him. Like, what do you mean? It was 4-1 in that game.
Okay.
And we also should never have gotten shut out by
And what if
Mercy
Carter Wilkie
Nurse.
takes another game? And what if Carter Wilkie takes another game misconduct?
Don't say that.
What if Cody Laskowski takes a 5-minute major? What if Christian Catalano takes a 5-minute game?
That's likely to happen.
Guys, and what I was saying in Discord, the
Christian,
other
all I
day,
do is hit him in the
nobody
box.
was really listening to what I was saying. RIT is more than likely going to win this series, right?
Yeah.
And
Like
more than likely, it's not going to be close.
90% likely.
But it's the playoffs.
I also think Bentley defensively isn't as strong as we are.
I agree.
I don't think
I
RMU
also
offense-
agree.
I agree.
That would be why they are no longer in the playoff race.
Well, no. I mean, just in general. Like, I don't think like RMU's offense was perfectly capable of handling them. They are definitely not capable of handling us. They showed that multiple times.
They are if Chad Veltri makes 50 saves.
It didn't help him when he did it the first time.
Yeah, because that was December. It's now March.
I'm aware of that.
3 months.
I think they have
Really
momentum.
2, because you're on break in December and you're not really playing. 2.5.
I mean, I think if they had scored that goal, not cleanly, but like I think if that was just a dude ripped it and bombed it past what's his name and scored, totally. I think because that goal was just really a freak accident. I don't think they have as much momentum.
It was an unbelievable forecheck.
Yes, it was a freak accident. Like that.
Look,
that,
again,
that doesn't
JJ,
happen again in a million
I
years.
think you're saying I think we're gonna lose. We're not. We're gonna blow them out of the water. But
that's what I'm
it's not a
saying.
guarantee. So don't be surprised if game 1 after the second period it's like 2-1.
I won't be. But when the final score is 5-1, that'll make more sense. I don't know. I'm very confident. I'm not cocky. I'm very confident. I have seen
I'm
nothing.
hesitant to be. I gotta see it. If we're up 4-0 after the first period, like good night. Don't even bother coming Saturday. Just go home.
Yeah,
Like
just be done.
saying that we're probably gonna get shut out in game 2 and we're gonna be there Sunday, but
Don't say that.
look, Carter Wilkie's hot, freshman line's hot, we're fine.
That freshman line is going to cook. I guarantee it.
Now again, it's playoff hockey and Atlantic hockey. I think it's one of the harder playoffs in college hockey to win in,
Mhm.
and we saw that last year. And I think it might take a little bit of adjusting. I like the matchup though, because I think we're more physical than Robert Morris, and that might come down to be the deciding factor.
Mhm.
I'd be a little more nervous if we were playing Canisius, which I honestly thought we were gonna be for
Oh yeah, I thought it was
the,
gonna
the
be
half
that.
of the third period and overtime of the Bentley Robert Morris game, but again, I think RAT sweeps. This series shouldn't be close. It should be over by the first period on Friday.
Yeah,
But don't be surprised if it's a little closer than you think.
it's fair enough. I can get
They
behind that.
can't outscore us, and the only way they win is if they don't have to. That's how Holy Cross.
Which hasn't yet happened, so that's why
They
I'm going
haven't.
with
They
this.
didn't have to outscore us. So I think and honestly, I think our depth is what wins us this series.
Mhm.
I think they're gonna key in on that Wilkie Laskowski Gonzo line, and that the other lines are just gonna cook.
Morris has taken 8 majors this year.
Oh,
Yeah, and Catalano has 5. What are we talking about?
Christian, all I do is end up in
3?
the box.
Pretty
Wow.
sure it's 3.
You sure? 3 majors?
No.
You
How many
sure?
minor penalties does he have? That's the question. How many minor penalties does he have?
Where is he? Number
Christian,
9.
we love you to death, man. Just get out of the damn box. Actually, no. Stay in the box. So you go in the box, you have short-handed goals, so that's fine.
4. He's got 4 majors.
All right.
He was well, both in the middle, so
How many game misconducts?
2. Because if he had
2?
3, he's suspended
He
a
would- he
game
would've been suspended.
automatically.
This team is weird, man.
And we
We don't
have
make any
taken 11 majors this year.
I love how Carter Wilkie has 2. Like, goon.
Takes one to
goon.
know one.
Yeah.
that
Um,
was good, Dan.
Cody Laskowski has 4 blocks. That's it.
That seems like it'd be way more.
For the amount of games that he plays,
You think it'd be way more.
yeah. I don't know. I was just looking at the stats.
The only thing I care about in this, the 2 things I care about in this series: win,
Stay
everybody-
healthy.
stay healthy. This is not a team that you need to thrash around into the night. Like, be physical,
Well-
but don't overexert yourself.
No, you should.
Well, no. Be
Break their
physical.
will.
Be physical. Do not overexert yourselves. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
This isn't like a Canisius where you gotta kick it in a whole other gear to really because that team is physical. Like, oh, who scored?
Well, probably not Toronto.
Well,
1-1.
obviously, I mean, who from Buffalo scored?
Blow Leafs blow.
Victor.
Ooh, the Knights just
Golubson.
got. Oh, that's a Knight. That never mind. I'll get
Okay,
back to that later.
back to hockey. RAT hockey.
I was gonna say,
Hockey, not
last
the
I
NHL.
checked, the H in NHL stands for hockey.
Really, Dan?
Dan just owned your ass.
Yeah. This series is. I'm not nervous. I'll say that, but hesitant because I've seen it before.
Mhm.
That's all. The PTSD is real.
Let's hope it doesn't actually occur again and add to the PTSD we already have.
We'll be fine. The PTSD will start kicking in next round, especially if a certain purple team is coming.
No, give him to me. I want him. I want him so bad.
You said Sacred Heart was gonna sweep them.
Yes, but you know what? I'll take him. I don't care. I don't care who we gotta play. Give us anyone. We'll beat you no matter what happens.
Anytime, anywhere. I would say any place, but y'all suck, so it's at our place.
Yes,
That was good, wasn't it? I
that
thought
was
about that. earlier.
phenomenal. Anytime, any
Um,
place, I would say that, but you suck. Oh my god.
Anyone, anytime, our place because y'all suck.
That's gonna go on a t-shirt next year, 100%.
I love playoff hockey. I love it, but I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you
It's
so
great, but it's also the
nervous.
most stressful thing known to
I'm gonna be
humanity.
nervous Friday. I'm gonna be honest, and I don't know why. I'm gonna come into the rink. I'm gonna be ready to vomit all day. But I'm excited. 7 o'clock both nights too. I love 7 o'clock games. It's not a 5 o'clock Saturday game, so we good.
Booyah!
I don't
It's a
know. There's
thing,
men's
man. It's
lacrosse
such a
at
thing.
one. I
This
don't know
Saturday,
how to
5
kill the
o'clock,
time.
First all year.
I'm
First
going to
all
Sabres
year.
game Saturday afternoon before we go to the men's game. So
That'll be fun for you.
yeah, it'll be a good time. We're sitting in the club.
Do we have any final thoughts before we wrap it up this week? This very short episode.
I don't know.
Take care of business.
Just win, baby. Just win,
Just-
baby.
5 more. 5 more until the tournament. I mean, this team. I mean, this is what we've been playing for all year. Let's be honest. The regular season for this team didn't mean anything. Let's be honest. Talking with some of the guys, regular season didn't matter.
I mean, they were all fully expecting to win the title, win the regular season title anyway. Like they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna get it, and we're down.
That
That
was-
back to business again.
That's the standard at our AT is winning the regular season title. That's the standard. And the standard is championships. We win championships at our AT. We don't win it, and we try not to just win them every once in a while. It's been too long. It's been 8 years. It's too long. Get it
Well,
done.
before. Let's get back to that.
Take care of business. Holy crap, that was a snipe. Take care of business. Move on. Because it's gonna be a hell of a lot harder after this one, I think.
At John
Not-
Hannah, don't take this personally. We love you, but I hope you get stomped.
He's probably
Nah, screw
happy
you,
just
John.
to see his team
He
back and in the
called me.
Is he
quarterfinals.
coming?
He really is. He can't. First of all,
What do you mean he can't?
Do you think he wants to be there in the middle of the absolute mosh pit that's going to be the corner? No,
Nah, he wouldn't be. I wouldn't allow him.
he wouldn't be anywhere near us.
I wouldn't allow him.
He would be somewhere else. That and he is already expecting them to get just thrashed into the night, so he doesn't even care.
I texted him Saturday night. I'm like, sorry, dude, we can't be friends for a week.
He called me Saturday night and he goes, "What a game!" And he goes, "All right, congratulations on your quarterfinal win."
Yeah, no, I just think it's the time for this team is now.
You got
I
to
mean,
strike
we
the
got-
man on top.
Canisius got our ring last year. That was our ring. Not this year.
And we're gonna get the belt this year. That's what we're gonna do. Championship belt.
There's
what I
no
want.
belt.
Bro, I want someone holding that thing up like John Cena at the end of the night. Like just boom. That's
Remember
what
how
I
fun
want.
that was the other
Oh,
other
I-
night when they were holding up the regular season trophy?
Imagine if it's the actual.
Imagine how much fun
Oh.
if that's going to be the Jack Riley trophy.
Man's head.
Dan's head is gone.
All right, we need to end this because we're all falling asleep. This is hilarious.
Oh man.
All right,
Off
well,
the rails it goes.
there we go. With that being
Always.
said, all of this tied into one nice, fun, chaotic bow. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so you're notified when every new episode goes live. Social media links will be in the description. Instagram is still the big one. And also the Discord join link will also be in the description. We hit 800 members, or as everybody like clown me for, 600 members, but it's actually 8. We are
We
getting
hit 600 members, JJ. We're almost at 700.
So yes, we passed 8, and I will go nuts when we actually hit 1,000. That'll be great, but also
It was
my-
crazy. Like Discord was
Mountain.
just a thing to watch games together during COVID, and now it is what it is.
now there's so many
Kinda
people. That's
wild.
not even funny. The literal chaos that is in that.
Actually, what do you mean? We don't stream games in Discord. Why would we do that? That's not legal.
No, we definitely don't pirate streams and just share them everywhere.
No, why would we do
nah, it's
that?
all right, we follow the rules.
Except
We're
for
corner
Syracuse
crew.
women's games, because those are free.
Sure, Dan. Whatever you want to say. With that being said, we will see you guys Friday, Saturday at Policini for the playoffs. Have a great night. Go Tigers.
Go to break late, come back early, roll tack.
Yep.
What break?
R.I.P. R.I.P. R.I.P.